What's your favorite donut place?
Wait, I need that again. Say that one more time.
What's your favorite donut place?
My favorite donut place. Well, I grew up where I was a skinny, scrawny little kid. And my mom, Nana, took me to Jack's Donuts in Newcastle every single morning. Every morning. And she would get me a tiger tail and a carton of, it used to have cartons, not bottles, a paper carton of chocolate milk. I used to eat that every single morning for about 5 years.
But why did she want you to eat donuts and chocolate milk in the morning?
To fatten me up. She thought that it would make me grow bigger. It didn't. That's not how it works. I think the 3 words ingenuitive, kind, and peaceful. I think just, from even 10 years old, I was tearing apart printers and computers and things like that and rebuilding them, not necessarily to function, but just to see what I could put together. Always experimenting to figure out if I could rethink some way to do something that's already been done before. And maybe do it in a slightly different or easier or just different way of doing it. I've always been curious with mechanisms, electricity, and all sorts of stuff. So combining all of those, whether it's mechanical motion or electronics or anything like that, combining different subject matters to create something of not necessarily of value, but something new mechanically, or a new idea or something. I've never been satisfied with doing things the way they've always been done. I've always loved rethinking a problem, even if there is something out there that I could go buy. I would rather kind of make it in the shop so that I understood what it is that I needed, and maybe there was another solution to the problem. I think for me, I struggled feeling guilty about indecision a lot. And so one of the things that I would say is it's okay to be undecided about things in life. Whether it was college or, what I wanted to do as a job, or if it was what I wanted to do with friendships, or even with dating my wife, or someday to be wife. There was so much indecision and uncertainty with that, and I had lots of opinions from outside. But it's actually okay to be undecided about things. You don't have to have your entire life planned out. The moment that the crossroads comes up, you have time to stop and think, or even just take a couple steps in one direction, and if it doesn't work out or you don't like the way things are looking, back up and take the other road. I think that was a big part of maybe what held me back a little bit in life was being so afraid of screwing something up. But in our life, we have spent so much time standing at the point of decision that too afraid to take a step in either direction, that we've wasted time. And that would be my only regret, was that we had spent so much time, and I'm speaking for myself mainly, but even in a relationship and a marriage with Jill, we've spent so much time in that crossroads that we could have been walking down those one path and known the answer had we just struck out in a direction rather than just sit there and wait. But one of the coolest things about being married, just to know that there's always this one person that is always going to be there for you. Just that no matter what, there's always that one person that's gunning for you, that is there to always root for you, always be on your side.
Probably along the same lines, I heard somebody, I think it was during one of our premarital counseling sessions, saying one of the best things about being married is somebody witnessing your life. And I never understood what that meant. I personally sometimes feel very unseen, and it's like my own complex. It's not that people are actually ignoring me. But being married has realized, like, even the small things, like, you want someone there to see you and to witness even the small things, like the small joys, the small sorrows. And you don't think they're so important until maybe you realize that might not be there at some point. And it makes you really appreciate that. Somebody being there just to see your life and what that means and how it turns out. So that's been, it's been hard, but it's been special that I have that perspective that I didn't have 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to me?
Sure. It's what's it like to watch Jill become a mother? It's
Tumultuous.
it appears there was a struggle. That's what the police report would say. No. It's very revealing, because you see the best and the worst of people when they become parents. I think when there's all of a sudden an added responsibility to your life of it's not just you anymore. You have the responsibility of these souls that you have to train from day one, from the moment that they are born, and it's a huge responsibility. And some people are just like there, ready for it. I don't think that Jill or I were ready for the responsibility, but you don't get the option when you're a parent. You have to. You become what you need to become in order to make sure that these children have a life that they deserve. And so watching Jill develop into a mother was not easy. It was difficult. She does not have many motherly characteristics. But through that, sometimes, well, all times, if you're not built for something but you still get up and you try hard every single day, that shows 10 times more about the character and the mother that you are than if you were just made to be a mother and you just constantly fit that bill. But the fact that she tries and works so hard to be a fantastic mother just means the world to me. And I know that our kids are getting what they need. When Remy was born, it was hard. It was very difficult. I wasn't necessarily prepared to be a father, but it happens nonetheless. And all of our children have been difficult children to raise, as far as their early years in life. None of them have been good sleepers. They've all had their challenges. I've had many an emotional battle with Remy, especially when like 3-4 years old. He just put up so much resistance to authority, and I had to just really temper my own anger towards that, because I was incredibly sensitive as a young kid to authority of my father, and showed an immense amount of respect. And he did not have the same set of principles that I had when I was his age, and that scared me a lot, because I didn't want to somehow encourage the wrong mindset in him. Like, maybe, I'm not saying my childhood was perfect, but if I wanted to give him that sense of respect for his father and other men, how would I do that? And I think I did it poorly for the first couple of years when we were raising him, especially in our farmhouse, and so I have quite a few regrets about showing anger towards him when I shouldn't have, and been much more patient. But I think as he's developed and matured, I see that sense of respect and the maturity come in time. It just wasn't there in the beginning, but I didn't have it either as a father. I didn't have the maturity as a father to foster that in him at a young age. So we both helped each other get there eventually.
One day at work, I was posed the question of, well, are you religious? And I didn't have a very confident answer for that person. Religious, I don't know that it really, I don't know that word describes my belief. Religious, I think of religion, which I'm not too necessarily caught up on. But, okay, yes, I do have a relationship I do believe in God, Jesus, and I do have a relationship with that. And because I had such a hard time answering that question of, am I religious? It really started a spiral of, am I saved? Am I going to heaven? I had so many regrets all of a sudden flooding in of, well, you haven't been to church for 6 months. You haven't, encouraged your family along that path. You haven't done all of this and all of that. And I was, quickly spiraling down as I was walking out of work. But then God kind of opened my heart and ears and just said, blessed assurance and believe. And he said, think about those for a while, because those are your answers to prevent you from questioning the past, several years of your life and questioning whether you're going to heaven or not. And so as I was thinking about those things, and blessed assurance, I know the song, but what does it mean? And so it kind of made me think through, okay, blessed assurance, it's the assurance that you are saved, but why? And so believe, that was the other word that he chose for me to dwell on. And believe, I kind of went back to the roots of where I learned about Jesus and all that, and in Bible school, Backyard Bible Club. Everybody learns John 3:16. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, whoever should believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. And that answered that first question of, well, what is blessed assurance? Well, blessed assurance is simply those who believe are blessed with the assurance that they will go to heaven. And it all just like, I had overcomplicated my entire religious experience and my religion, and it all of a sudden just made sense. Belief is your guaranteed acceptance into heaven. And I came away with such peace after realizing that I had been overcomplicating everything for so long, but yet still believing. And that belief, that simple belief, is your guaranteed assurance. It is your ticket to heaven or whatever. That's your belief, not your works, not how well you performed your religion, is why you are saved. And it was just a turning point for me where I had just overcomplicated and beaten myself up so much about the formalities of it all that I had forgotten the most basics. And so going back to Bible school and just saying, no, these are what we were called to do, believe, and I do. I 100% have never believed more in my life, more honestly, more purely had the belief that Jesus Christ is the Lord and Savior of my life. And that alone is enough. That is enough. That is all that He has called us to do. I don't have to regret the past. I don't have to beat myself up or hang my head in shame. All I have to do is believe. I think having to go through what I've gone through, I have found that it sounds really silly when I say it out loud, but this is genuinely how I feel, is that we have to love people. If we cannot love people first, there's no changing their minds, there's no making an impact in their life. You have to love a person and love who they are and everything about them in order to just accept them and be to make an impact in their life. We first have to love them. And I think that was something that I kind of struggled with a little bit in the past probably 2 years, was loving people despite their faults. I wanted to somehow blame the bad decisions that they made on maybe them as a person or something, but I found myself just coming back to the fact that you have to love somebody first. You have to love them for who they are and accept them before you can try and change their life, impact their life, anything like that. And so I've found just an immense call in my heart to love people, however that looks. Just saying a kind word or just acknowledging who they are as a person and not trying to put my own opinion of them and create some backstory or reason why they have to be the way they are, but just to love them exactly who they are and just accept them for that has just been a kind of eye-opening in the past year for me.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.